Authorities have arrested more than 100 people in an undercover sting targeting prostitution, human trafficking, and child predators in Florida. Well, professional golfer Tommy Two Gloves Gainey of Darlington was among those arrested for solicitation of a prostitute.
None of us want to be remembered by our worst moments in life. Welcome back to Par for the Course. Today we're going to start our What Happened To series. We all know golfers that we loved watching. They were getting hella TV coverage, couldn't miss them, and then all of a sudden they disappear off the face of the golf planet. Today we're going to headline Tommy Two Gloves Gainey. One of those players, a unique swing that you never forget seeing. But I want to keep this series going, so I'm going to depend on you guys for that feedback. Get down in the comments section. Tell me a golfer that you're wondering what are they doing with their lives and why did they stop playing golf or why did they fall off in terms of their game and performance. So let's talk about it in the comments section. Give me some names. Any of these number of players that resonate in your mind, I want to talk about it. I want to do some research and bring those back to you. So sit back, catch you after the intro. Tommy Two Gloves Gainey. The results you get on the first 2 pages are of one of the worst moments of his life. I'll get back to that in just a bit. I really want to focus on the impact that he made to the game, the memories that I have of watching him play. Many of them started before I even started playing golf, nevertheless made an impact. So when I was thinking about this series and who I could feature, he's the #1 name that came to mind. We're going to highlight his come up through the game of golf, how he made it onto the PGA Tour, and where he is today. Tommy Gainey grew up in humble beginnings in South Carolina, really making his name after college on the scene as a kind of a mini tour player and golf hustler. He would make up extra money by getting in some big money games. He said as high as $10,000 a hole, pretty high stakes. So he was a gamer, kind of that guy you'd bring in, unassuming with the weird funky swing that he'd adapted from a baseball swing. So floated around South Carolina, working at A.O. Smith, which became his longtime sponsor on the PGA Tour, sticking with him through thick and thin, ups and downs. His hat was emblazoned with the A.O. Smith logo up until recent days. So Tommy first got a national name in 2005 competing on Big Break 4, the US versus Europe.
But this was the first time we had a chance to watch Tommy Gainey, Two Gloves Tommy, the pride of Bishopville, South Carolina, who's taken out of his element, had played some mini tour golf, and was placed in this links setting. So we saw Tommy with his 10-finger grip and sort of his southern style and really being able to bomb the ball a little bit.
A really pivotal season early on in Big Break Galore, and just really transcended and got his name out into the atmosphere. It wasn't the last time that we would see him on Big Break, reappearing a few seasons later in an all-star show. Also performed very well there. But in between that, Tommy was again trying to get onto the PGA Tour by playing mini tours as well as some stints in the Nationwide Tour. First making his break in 2007 and playing on the PGA Tour in 2008. In Tommy's first season in 2008 on the PGA Tour, he competed in 23 events, only making 5 cuts, really struggling, and going into the last week of the season was on the money list in 228th place, well outside of the 150 needed to retain your card for the following year. In that last tournament of the 2008 season, Tommy launched himself to a 2nd place finish and retaining his card for the 2009 season, finishing 148th on the money list. This was indicative of the performance that we would see from Tommy going forward, really up and down and lacking some consistency, because 2009 was very much a repeat of 95% of his 2008 season. After a woeful 2009 PGA Tour season, Tommy was back on the Nationwide Tour, which we now know as the Korn Ferry Tour, and refocused in 2010, had 2 wins on the Nationwide Tour, securing his PGA Tour card for the 2011 season. Tommy finished the 2011 golf season with 7 top 10 finishes, 4 top 3s, and 35th on the money list, and got as high as 84th in the world rankings. 2011 seemed like Tommy Gainey had really caught his stride in the PGA Tour and had nothing but good things ahead of him. Coming off of a banner 2011 season, Tommy Gainey had a struggle start to 2012, making 3 of the first 10 cuts, withdrawing from 2 events due to injury. That would be some foreshadowing for some future incidences. And then Tommy settled into the season in May, making his first top 10. Through the middle of the PGA Tour season, Tommy made 9 of 13 cuts, and in the fall season, which we now call the wraparound, going into the McGladrey Classic, which is held in October, which we now know as the RSM Classic. Tommy won on the final day, capping it off with the 10 under 60 to win by 4 strokes and taking his first PGA Tour title, and what would be his only PGA Tour title in his career, capping off an amazing 2012 and finishing on a high note. Coming off of his solo win in 2012, Tommy Gainey struggled in 2013, losing his status again. And between 2014 and 16, split time back and forth between the PGA Tour and Korn Ferry Tour, or Web.com Tour at that point, and struggling to get back onto the PGA Tour. Between 2017 and 2018, Tommy made 18 starts between the Korn Ferry and PGA Tour, getting on the PGA Tour for some past champion status events, and then 2019 played no golf at all. So I can imagine during that time with injury, taking him off the course and just struggling with his game, Tommy went through some dark times, and 2019 really did culminate in the darkest time of Tommy's life, at least in terms of public knowledge that we are aware of.
So, what's the options on other?
What do you mean?
Like sex?
Okay. How long?
Just a quick visit.
Quick visit?
I
can do $60.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you count that to make sure it's right. I'm gonna be in town for the rest of the week,
Okay.
all
Let
the
me
way
just-
up until Sunday. So.
He was sentenced to 11 months probation, as well as some fines and fees. He was also sentenced to 100 hours of community service. So at that dark time, Tommy went into the 2020 season, winning the first tournament in the Bahamas of the Korn Ferry Tour season. So pretty good comeback after probably one of the darkest times of his life, dealing with his family, his wife, his longtime wife, who was a vice president of the PGA Wives Association, as well as his 2 young kids at this time, 11 and 5. And so, you know, man, at the end of his career, currently in 2022, Tommy Gainey is 46 years old and has been trying to fight and battle back from those injuries that really hampered his game between 2016 to 2020. Got a late start to his career when he won the McGladrey Classic back in 2012. He was already 35 and it had only just made it onto the tour. So during his prime years of 2011, 2012, and 2013, where he was able to get into a major championship with the PGA for those 3 years, as well as the Players Championship those 3 years as well. Here we are in 2022. Will we see Tommy Gainey back on the tour? It's highly unlikely. For someone who came into the game with the unique homemade swing, one that you couldn't duplicate if you tried, But you can also tell from the mechanics of that swing that the back could very well have been an issue, and would pose one, as he had, impacted him early on in his career, probably when he was just taking off. And so, we hope the best for Tommy Gainey. Hope to see him back on the tour. He definitely made an impact, whether it be his 2 gloves that he took from wearing while playing baseball, the unique swing, just the down home South Carolina drawl, and really just a really good guy. You wish the best for him. It's at some of the darkest times of our life that we really find ourselves. I'm hoping to see Tommy Two Gloves have some success. He still has his brand. I was trying to look for it online. It doesn't look like it's available consumers, but when you see him play, he still has the 2 gloves emblazoned on his hat, as well as his belt buckle. Again, good old down home Tommy Gainey, still wearing the baggy golf clothes, and you do hope that he has some sort of a resurrection, or maybe we'll see him in a few years on the Champions Tour. Either way, Tommy Two Gloves Gainey has made his impact on the game of golf. Would love, again, for your suggestions. Tell me who you want to hear about, a player that has gone missing, and you want to get a bit of a catch up on his whereabouts. So talk to you soon. We'll catch you on the next one.